Hi there guys, it's Xzenoangel bringing you another Amara build for Borderlands 3. This is kind of like a revamped build from my previous build that I posted a while ago. I think this build's a lot better than the previous one. I mean, everyone thinks their build's great until they make a few tweaks or changes or they get a new gun, because there's so many elements that play into how well your build works. But this is similar to the previous builds. Elemental is AoE, and I found this one's a lot better, especially playing on Mayhem 3 True Vault, as I'm sure most of you do. This one seems to be the best, most consistent kind of AoE damage, dealing with big, bad guys, really. So let's jump straight into it. So starting off in Fist of the Elements tree, we've maxed out on Amara, 5 points into it. Status effects deal increased damage over time and have an increased duration. So playing into our damage over time and AoE kind of theme that we did in the last build, and obviously in this build as well. Next up, we've got 3 points of Steady Hands, increased weapon handling and accuracy. It plays in with a lot of the other skills that we've taken as well. It just makes us more accurate and deal more damage. Next up, we've got Infusion. Convert a portion of Amara's damage into her Action Element skill. So, Action Element skill we've still got as Shock down here. I found this is useful because there's a lot of shields that you need to burn through. If you can AoE burn shields, Shock is great for burning through shields. You can AoE burn shields, it's a lot easier to take out big groups of enemies, especially tough enemies, with just using any gun. So a portion of your damage is converted into shock. Also using shock weapons as well, it does just melt shields, so it's really good in big groups of people, just like I said, for melting down shields and everything really. We've got 5 points in Tempest as well, increased further elemental shock damage. So again, we're doing shock damage as a portion of our damage is getting converted into shock, so we're doing more shock damage, so it just plays into the whole thing really well. Next up, we've put 4 points in Wildfire. I've got a mod that takes it up to 5. Whenever Amara applies a status effect to an enemy, it has a chance to spread to a nearby enemy. So again, the AoE kind of bouncing around, lots of damage to everyone involved. It fits the profile perfectly, and you know, you're hitting loads more people just by focusing one guy. Stuck a point in Dread, obviously. It plays into our action skill, so when an enemy's grasped, we're doing more damage to them, and if you kill them, or if any player kills an enemy that's grasped, their gun's instantly reloaded. So that's super helpful for you and also anyone you're in a group with, because when you pick someone up, when you grasp someone, people in the group tend to just focus that thing because it's kind of flying in the air, and yeah, it's easy to hit. It can't shoot back, can't move, so that's really useful. If everyone focuses it down, kills it, guns are instantly reloaded, get back to fighting. Next one's Indiscriminate. Got 3 points in that. The bullets that I fire have a chance to bounce off and hit nearby enemies for reduced damage. However, if they are hitting a target that I phase grasped, the ricochet chance and damage are increased. So it plays into kind of the, like I said, dragging someone into the sky, shooting them up, bounces around to everyone, loads of damage all around. So yeah, fits the profile nicely. Deep Well, you can, I like this. I mean, you can skip it out, I suppose, but increased magazine size with elemental weapons. You tend to use a lot of elemental weapons in this game generally, but especially with Amara. So an extra 20% is pretty good. Just keeps you spraying longer, basically. And last one in the tree, we've got Forceful Expression. So Amara's guns deal bonus elemental damage based on her action skill element. So again, the action skill element Shock. So the current effect is bonus elemental damage, 18% of damage dealt. So we're doing more elemental damage, more shock damage to everything. Action skill, we've got for Ties That Bind. It's a grasp skill. So Fist comes out of the ground, grabs someone, holds up in the sky for a few seconds, and basically this one here links that enemy with other nearby enemies. So when you're shooting that target, the damage is being spread around to everything it's linked to, which fits in brilliantly with everything we've got so far in this tree. The action skill augment we've taken is Allure, and it basically, the action skill itself creates a singularity that pulls enemies in. So it's really cool. Basically, it's really useful. You're going to hit a lot more people. So once you've grabbed someone out of the ground, you see that people start floating in towards them. Your bullets are going to be dealing damage to a lot more stuff. There's going to be a lot more bouncing around. Any explosions that happen nearby, it's going to hit a smaller kind of group, well, a bigger group that's pulled into a smaller spot. So you can do a load more damage. Now, this time, we've moved on to the Mystical Assault tree. Now, this is where it's different to the previous build. The previous build was a bit more tanky in the Brawl tree and a bit more survivability. This one, you do a ton of damage, and I find I've not really missed the tankiness just because you do so much more damage and you move quickly. Things just die quicker. I mean, if you're playing solo, you play more cautiously anyway, but if you're in a group playing with friends or whatever, you are really just DPS racing each other, really. So this really does pump out the numbers. So we started off with fast hands. Amara's reload speed, weapon swap speed, and mode switch speed are improved. So the reason I've taken into Mystical Assault is because you want to do everything faster. So you're reloading faster, you're swapping faster, and you're switching as well. I think there's only one weapon I use to switch modes with, but it is useful. I've put 2 points in that. Violent Tapestry, I've put 5 points into, and also my mod has given me another point. So applying status effect grants Amara a stack of rush. Activating her action skill consumes all rush stacks. So max stacks we can have is 10, and the way that we gain these stacks is applying a status effect. So as you've seen previously, we're applying lots of status effects to lots of people all the time, so it's really easy to max out on these stats. Alacrity, increased reload speed for every stack of rush. So yeah, like I said, we're building up rush stacks real quick. This bonus increased for a few seconds after consuming the rush stacks. So once we consume the rush stacks, we're reloading super quick. Transcend, we've got 3 points into. Amara gains increased accuracy and critical hit damage for a few seconds after activating her action skill. So again, once we grab someone out of the ground, we're going to be shooting and we're going to be doing more damage through crits, and we're more accurate, so it's tying in perfectly, doing a load more damage. We've stuck a point in Ascendant just to give our action skill augment increased effects. We've got a few on the screen here. It's pretty useful, got some lifesteal in there. It's pretty good. From Rest, Amara gains improved fire rate and charge time, so you're shooting faster, and your weapons charging. They need to charge, like Malawan weapons. They fire quicker as well. And last but not least, we've got 3 points in Wrath. Amara gains increased gun damage, and the effect is increased after she activates her action skill for a few seconds. So once she's activated her action skill and we're focusing that target down, we're doing increased gun damage there as well. Well, that about wraps it up. So guys, if you like my new and improved Amara build, please do let me know. Like I said, it's so much better than the previous one, hopefully, as you've seen from the gameplay footage as well. If you like what you've seen, drop a like, leave me a comment, let me know if you prefer this build, if you're going to try this build out. I'd recommend giving it a go on your character. If you play Amara, definitely give this one a go. You'll probably see a massive improvement in your DPS. Thank you again for watching, guys. If you haven't subscribed already, please do subscribe if you want to keep watching my videos. Hit the notification bell as well so you can keep up to date with my content. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.